Go, go, go. Yes, perfect pass. Keep going. Shoot. Yes. Oh, oh, oh, oh. I got it. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. But do you see where I'm coming from?
Come on, come on. Just one more. Yes. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Like I was saying, exactly like that time Ashley Cole snuck into it.
Bro, that is absolute nonsense. Your keeper made 12 saves. You are not good at all. You are a sweat, amigo mío.
Check the scoreboard, my friend. Scoreboard. Wipe your tears and load up Battlefield. Let's see if you can actually aim.
Fine, invite me. And get your headset too, so I don't have to hear your TV.
Give me 2 seconds, mon ami. It's in the study.
Which is exactly why we cannot afford a single mistake. If the media or anyone gets a photo of you with the Salzburg directors before the bid is accepted, Antalyaspor will freeze you out.
That's true, I guess. But no one will see me. I mean, I doubt I'm on people's radar like Yamal or Olise. I'm sure everything will be fine, Santi.
Now. Got him.
Okay? I'm booking you a room. So, 7 p.m. check-in at Hotel Sue. In 2 weeks' time, I will book you a private suite under my name for further privacy. Then, I will send the plane tickets to your email before you wake up. Anything else we need to cover?
No, that's perfect, Santiago. I appreciate the help and the support, honestly. Speak to you soon.
Hotel Sue? Isn't that Salzburg, little brother? Who are you spoiling rotten? Finally got you a girlfriend, huh?
No, just meeting Santiago. We are looking at some new boot sponsors.
Brand deals, already. I see a star rising. Go get paid, man. But don't have too much fun there. Remember, we got some important games before the winter break. Anyways, I got a victim to attend to. Antonio, it's time to show you who your daddy is. In France, we call this vivre sous une domination étrangère.
Which should make for a very comfortable winter break for them, if they can pull it off. But moving down the table, we need to talk about Antalyaspor, because their month-by-month form has been an absolute roller coaster. They had a wildly inconsistent October, but November was a genuine struggle. After a tough loss to Başakşehir and back-to-back draws against Eyüpspor and Beşiktaş, they finally secured their very first win of the month with a gritty 1-0 victory on the road against Konyaspor right at the buzzer. It gave manager Emre some much-needed breathing room, but as we officially flip the calendar to December today, this squad is staring down a brutal 4-game gauntlet. They kick off the month trying to build momentum at home against Göztepe, before traveling for what is guaranteed to be a fiery Mediterranean derby against Alanyaspor. And if that wasn't enough, they then have to welcome the current league leaders, Galatasaray, before finishing up the month away at Kocaelispor. That is 12 massive points on the line. But honestly, the biggest hurdle for manager Emre right now is finding a way to stop this squad from leaking goals. When you are constantly playing from behind, the pressure on your dynamic duo to produce magic every single week becomes unsustainable. This club has been trapped in a cycle of mediocrity for years. They are staring at a chance to finally break into the top half of the table and stay there. Can they keep their focus during the toughest stretch of the season, or will the cracks start to show? For the Super League update, I'm Leyla Demir. We'll see you on the pitch.
Next up on BT Sports 3, Antalyaspor vs Göztepe.
8 out of 20th in the league, highest we've been all season. Coach Emre has been acting like he hasn't been impressed, but it's obvious he is. The media believes we can break the mid-table merchant curse. This was one of those games that felt like a derby, both teams playing like they have something to prove. I still hear Safuri's voice in my head, a Ferrari at a traffic light. Safuri and I may have a weird relationship that can't be put into words, but he told me the difference between a good player and a great player isn't talent, it's gravity. A good player works within the system. A great player makes the entire pitch orbit around him. And I believe I can be a great player. The defense are finally understanding Emre's tactics. For the first 2 months, every time we lost the ball, the gap between CDMs and the centre halves was massive. Teams were just parking in the half spaces and cutting us wide open. But if they can actually keep the back door shut consistently, we break this mid-table curse easily. They just need to do the dirty work, win the ball, and give it to me quickly. Second half, still 0-0. It was an absolute dogfight out there. But Julian was putting on a clinic in goal, and for once, the backline was actually doing the dirty work. They made it impossible for Göztepe to even sniff the penalty box. Watching them run themselves into the ground, it all felt so familiar. I didn't need to panic. I didn't need to drop deep and chase the game like I used to.
Göztepe has had 79% of possession in the last 15 minutes. I feel a goal coming for the Yellow Reds.
It would definitely be well deserved. However, Antalyaspor's defense have done really well. Osaze, running out of real estate here. He's got nowhere to go. Oh, that is outrageous. He's threaded it right through the eye of a needle.
And he scores! A lethal finish from the striker. But let's talk about that pass. They thought they had Osaze in a cage, and he has just picked the lock with a single touch. Pure, absolute magic to break the deadlock.
Looking back at this, it's no wonder Salzburg wanted my attention. This isn't normal. It was great to finally break the deadlock around the 89th minute. The media is already writing articles about how this gritty win proves Emre's system is working and the squad is finally uniting. Let them sell that sweet story to the fans. The truth is, systems don't win tight games when the clock is dying. 35 million euros players do. As long as they keep passing me the ball, they can keep pretending this is a team effort.
The atmosphere is absolutely electric here tonight for the Mediterranean Derby. A fierce local rivalry where the form book goes completely out the window.
Right out of the gate, we hit them on the counter. I floated a delicate, perfectly weighted chip right into Boli's stride at the edge of the box, but the keeper managed to somehow claw it away. Derbies hit different. The air in the stadium is thick enough to choke on, and the pressure is absolute. That last win bumped us up to 6th, so we are practically breathing down the necks of the top 5 right now. We have way too much to lose tonight, which means I need the ball at my feet as much as possible if we are going to survive this war. I am the one orchestrating the tempo, and the more touches I get, the higher our chances of breaking them down. I just have to pray the rest of the squad is actually ready to keep up with me out there. We created enough early chances to kill the game, but the guys up top just couldn't find the finish to put us ahead. Suddenly, Alanyaspor found their rhythm, pinning us deep and forcing us constantly onto the back foot. They started aggressively overloading the half spaces, dragging our centre backs completely out of position and dismantling our defensive shape. With our structure in absolute chaos, it was only a matter of time before they exploited the gaps and found a breakthrough.
Antalyaspor breaking rapidly on the hour mark, with Osaze driving forward and Boli making that trademark darting running to the channel.
Osaze ignores the run completely and tries to take on the defense himself.
Astonishing arrogance from the youngster.
The entire stadium actually started whistling and booing after I ignored Boli's run to take on the defense myself. It definitely rubbed me the wrong way. It's honestly hilarious how little these people understand about elite level football. I guess when you've spent your whole life watching mid-table players, absolute genius just looks like a mistake. Alanyaspor were knocking the ball around with humiliating confidence, and our guys were just chasing shadows, completely unable to get near them. I realized I had to scrap Emre's useless tactics and just win the game by myself. But before I could even take over, it was too late. Our backline got exposed down the exact same flank they'd been bleeding from all night long. They somehow left a defensive midfielder completely unmarked, giving him all the time in the world to casually curl it right past Julian Sesta. I can carry the creative weight for this club, but I can't force these guys to actually defend.
The final whistle blows on a disastrous Mediterranean derby for Antalyaspor. And just look at Osaze, standing completely alone in the center circle, shaking his head in absolute disgust.
I can't say I'm surprised by that body language. He's had brilliant individual flashes tonight, but he has treated this entire match as if his teammates were merely spectators to his own private showcase.
You really have to wonder if he is mourning the 2-0 defeat, or simply furious that the rest of the squad couldn't keep up with his tempo.
He will undoubtedly point to his own premium match rating in the papers tomorrow, but all those individual statistics cannot mask the brutal reality of a completely fractured locker room walking down that tunnel.
The entire stadium actually started whistling and booing after I ignored Boli's run to take on the defense myself. It definitely rubbed me the wrong way. It's honestly hilarious how little these people understand about elite level football. I guess when you've spent your whole life watching mid-table players, absolute genius just looks like a mistake. It gave me such a strange feeling. In fact, this whole game did, as if I was the one in the wrong. Even our journey back to Antalya was an unusual, quiet ride. None of the guys were playing their silly jokes or even speaking as much as usual. I mean, yes, we lost to a team we should have beat on paper, but usually a couple kids do things to lift each other up. But this time, no one did.
Yeah, I saw the files earlier today. Nah, the lighting on the crest is fine. Nobody's zooming in that close to check the pixels. To the untrained eye, it looks completely authentic. Listen to me, little cousin. Do not blast this everywhere. Drip feed it. You send the asset to that one loudmouth Turkish blogger first, from a dead IP address. Let him think he just stumbled onto the scoop of the century. Exactly. You get it now. By the time anyone realizes our boy hasn't even been in that Austrian time zone, the internet will have already made it a reality. The kid's ego is already tearing the locker room apart. This little visual aid is just the match we need to burn down the board's leverage. Yeah, just make sure that there is no traces left in your email box. Do that cybersecurity stuff you said you're good at. I'm walking up to the door now. I'll wire the rest of your cut as soon as I have settled in.
The snow is absolutely swirling under the stadium lights tonight, setting a bitter, freezing stage as a wounded Antalyaspor prepare to host the kings of the Super League, Galatasaray.
The league leaders are looking completely untouchable right now, rolling into town with the devastating world-class firepower of Victor Osimhen and Leroy Sané leading the line.
For the hosts, who slipped down to 7th after that catastrophic, disjointed derby defeat last weekend, securing any points tonight feels like an impossible mountain to climb.
Every single lens is focused on Antalyaspor's midfield maestro Osaze, whose undeniable talent has been completely overshadowed this week by accusations of crippling arrogance and a fractured locker room.
If he treats tonight as just another private showcase, this ruthless Galatasaray machine will tear them apart in the blink of an eye.
Manager Emre desperately needs his prodigy to finally put his ego aside and trust the system, because individual heroics will not survive in these conditions against the very best.
The snow was absolutely blinding out there, but Galatasaray's press was even worse. I stepped onto that pitch fully intending to put on a masterclass and prove I was the best player in the league. But every time I touched the ball, 3 guys in yellow and red were instantly suffocating me. Bully kept making his usual runs, but I didn't trust him against a defense this elite, so I kept trying to take them all on by myself. It was a disaster. Lucas Torreira and their backline just swallowed me whole every single time. I spent majority of the first half screaming for the ball in the pockets, but they kept playing these cowardly safe passes backward instead. It was like they were deliberately freezing me out, too terrified to play a tight pass to the only player on the pitch who could actually break Galatasaray's press. I guess we will need to wait and see what coach has to say, because at this point, this is anybody's game. I'll admit, Julian Sesta is one of the players in this squad actually earning his premium salary right now. He's been completely untouchable these past few games, pulling off impossible saves to keep Galatasaray's lethal front line at bay. If we had literally any other keeper in the net tonight, this match would already be over and we would easily be down by 2.
Osaze, for crying out loud, what exactly are you trying to prove out there tonight?
I'm trying to relieve the pressure. I call for the ball, but half the team is too scared to play it forward. When I finally get it, I've got 3 guys suffocating me before I can even turn.
You have 3 guys on you because you are holding onto the ball for 5 seconds too long. You think you need to put the entire team on your back, but all you're doing is stalling the engine. Torreira's reading you like a children's book out there. This isn't a training ground drill against a relegation side. This is Galatasaray. They're committing their fullbacks high up the pitch in this snow, and they are leaving acres of space behind them. Bully is making the runs. He has been making them all night, and you have been completely ignoring him to try and be the hero. Drop the act.
But They're anticipating the pass.
They are anticipating you trying to dribble past 3 men because your ego won't let you pass the ball. Look at me, damn it. When you get the ball in the transition, you do not take 3 touches to show off. You look up, you use that telepathic chemistry you have with your striker, and you slip him through. You orchestrate the counter. You make this team lethal. Or you can sit next to me on the bench for the next 45 minutes and watch us lose. Your choice.
Getting dressed down by Emre in front of the entire squad felt exactly like being scolded by a school teacher, and my ego was absolutely bleeding. But as I stepped back out into the freezing snow, the brutal reality hit me. He was completely right, and honestly, I just felt like an absolute idiot.
Enomur ignites the break with a rapid one-touch pass.
Galatasaray are desperately scrambling backwards. Plays a slick 1-2 with Osaze, who leaves the defensive mid for dead.
Boli takes a touch and buries it into the bottom corner to blow the roof off this stadium.
The fluidity of that move was absolutely devastating, slicing through the league leaders before they could even blink.
Osaze stopped overthinking and just let his unmatched vision do the talking.
This singular moment provides a huge glimmer of hope for both Osaze's personal redemption and Antalyaspor's entire season.
As that ball hit the net, the selfish thrill of scoring was instantly replaced by a sudden, breathtaking wave of clarity. Emre was right. True greatness isn't about carrying the team on your back until you collapse. It's about having the vision to make everyone around you completely unplayable. But the ultimate power isn't doing it all yourself. It's being the singular spark that makes the rest of the engine lethal.
Spirit in the storm. We are the sun.
Victor Osimhen beats the offside trap, and he is dead clean through on goal.
Julian Sesta snaps down to his right like a cat, pulling off a miraculous point-blank save to deny the deadly Nigerian hitman.
The freezing temperature was finally seeping deep into my bones as we dropped into a desperate low block, and my heart was completely in my mouth when Osimhen broke our trap. But seeing Julian pull off absolute point-blank miracles is sending pure electricity through this squad and keeping our heavy legs moving. Galatasaray is throwing a suffocating, relentless wave of attacking pressure at us in these final minutes, and I just pray our defensive shape can survive the storm.
The final whistle blows in the snow, and Antalyaspor have miraculously pulled off the impossible, handing the mighty Galatasaray a shocking 1-0 defeat.
I have absolutely no idea what Emre said in that locker room at halftime, but they came out a completely different beast, even if they had to ride a massive wave of luck to survive those final 10 minutes.
You can call it luck if you want, but the undeniable truth is that Julian Sesta was the absolute key to this victory. A monumental goalkeeping masterclass that single-handedly kept the champions at bay.
The door is open.
Hi, great to have you both here at last. Please, please, take a seat.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you.
So, I understand you guys will be going back to Antalya in a couple hours. So let's get straight to the point. Look at the walls around me, Osaze. Take it in. Haaland, Mané, Szoboszlai. Every single one of them sat in that exact chair you are sitting in right now. They arrived with talent. They left as icons. Now, let's be clear. We don't buy players to keep them. This isn't a long-term home. We buy you to sell you. That is the Red Bull machine. We find the best raw material in the world and we forge it. Give me 2 years of your life. I will strip away the distractions and I will turn you into a monster that the biggest clubs in the world will beg to own. And then, when you've outgrown us, I will personally drive you to Madrid myself.
You've been staring at the same spot on the wall for 10 minutes, Osaze. Look, I know the pitch was incredible, but you need to understand the weight of this decision. That Red Bull machine is ruthless. They build superstars, but they also spit out the ones who don't survive the pressure. Look, whatever you decide, I'm with you. Do or die, you know that. But keep your head in the present. You need to catch that flight back to Turkey tonight. Emre will go crazy if you're late for training tomorrow afternoon. Stay focused. Only one more game before the winter break. Why not ponder on these things then, eh? I'm gonna pull the car around. Meet me outside at the front. Don't forget to grab your coat.
He said I'm next. He said Haaland, Mane, me.
İyi akşamlar and welcome back to our Trendyol Super League wrap-up. What a spectacularly chaotic season we are witnessing here in Turkey. Let's take a look at the current state of the table because the race for Europe is heating up. As it stands, Galatasaray continues to set the pace at the summit with 38 points after 16 matches. But Fenerbahce is breathing right down their necks in second place with 37 points. And crucially, they have a game in hand. Further down, Emre's Antalyaspor currently sits in 5th place with 24 points. However, fans on the Mediterranean coast shouldn't get too comfortable. With several teams below them, like Trabzonspor and Beşiktaş, still possessing games in hand, we expect Antalyaspor to slide down into 7th by the time they take the pitch for their next fixture. Shifting our focus to the Golden Boot race, Galatasaray's Victor Osimhen is in a league of his own, boasting a terrifying 18 goals in just 16 appearances. But let's talk about Antalyaspor's Yohan Boli. He currently sits on 9 goals. Now remember, Boli was absolutely flying with 7 goals in his first 11 appearances. Since then, Antalyaspor's inability to catch consistent winning momentum has noticeably starved his supply line. Yet, despite that team-wide stall in momentum, there is one player who refuses to stop ticking. Look at the assist charts. Antalyaspor's teenage sensation Osaze Uchenna III leads the entire league with 11 assists in 16 appearances. He's fending off established superstars like Fenerbahce's Anderson Talisca, who sits just behind him with 10. It's remarkable, even when Antalyaspor looks disjointed, Osaze is somehow still providing, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is the undeniable engine of this squad.
Welcome to today's crucial fixture, where relegation battling Kocaelispor are desperate for survival points against an Antalyaspor side looking to climb back into the European places.
It's been 3 days since I got back from Salzburg, and honestly, my head hasn't left the clouds since. Everything has just been effortlessly going my way, and I walked onto this pitch looking to make a ruthless statement, not just for myself, but for the entire squad. We couldn't have possibly asked for a better start to set the tone. Barely 5 minutes in, Georgie launched himself into the box and buried one of the absolute craziest headers I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember the last time we got ahead this early. This game might be one for the books. I'll admit, my touch was heavy, and I was losing possession way more than usual out there. But you have to keep your mindset bulletproof even on an off day. Tactically, the game plan was to bypass the central congestion and push our lines up as violently fast as possible to stretch their defensive block in transition. Playing that expansive leaves you incredibly exposed when we turn the ball over. But Julian was always there to bail us out. I don't know what he's doing in training, but Sesta is basically our Santa Claus right now. Just the absolute gift that keeps on giving.
Antalyaspor's attacker success pressing the Kocaelispor fullback. Can they make anything of this? Boli finds Osaze with a cutback pass. Goal! Osaze Uchenna the third with his 5th goal of the season.
Really good play, despite being outnumbered. Kocaelispor defense have got to do better there. Can't be losing possession there.
Storm comes inside the field, finding Osaze. Boli peels off the defender, but will he? Goal! Aman, aman, aman! Kubir Harika! What a goal!
I have to admit, that was a lovely setup. But you cannot leave someone like Osaze Uchenna with so much space.
Osaze, surrounded by 4 green and black shirts. Oh my goodness! The composure! Gaia, did you see what he just did?
This young man is filled up with a confidence that you can't buy. This is the sort of confidence that comes from dedicating yourself to being the best. Fantastic. I am a fan.
I confess, I had a frustratingly rough start out there, but once I finally found my rhythm, everything just seamlessly clicked into place. There is absolutely no better feeling than hitting that pure flow state, reading the pitch 3 passes ahead of the opposition. I was effortlessly orchestrating the midfield, and the link-up play with the boys today was tearing their defensive block to absolute pieces. By the time the referee blew the final whistle, the adrenaline was pumping so hard, I honestly felt like I could have stayed out on that pitch forever. Dropping 2 goals and an assist in a dominant win, there is simply no better way to close out the year.
Guys, look! Someone just sent me this photo straight from Antalya Airport. Hood up, headphones on, that is Osaze Uche. You don't fly to Salzburg in December for the skiing, fam. Wait, so if you guys don't know him, basically he's this African kid who plays for Antalyaspor over in Turkey, yeah? And he blew them away in trials, and he just hasn't stopped improving since. I was watching his highlights today, and the kid is just so different. I wouldn't know who to compare him to, but yeah, I got really strong sources for this one. But who cares what I've got to say, right? If I'm Arsenal, I am hijacking that plane right now.